Let's start with why there is an electoral college and how it came to be. The electoral college was created for two reasons. The first reason was to create a buffer between population and the selection of a president. The second reason was to give extra power to the smaller states. The first reason our founding fathers wanted the electoral college was because they were afraid of a direct election to the presidency. The electoral college is made up of 538 electors. That is the sum of our nation's 435 representatives, 100 senators, and 3 electors given to the District of Columbia. These electors cast votes to decide the President and the Vice President of the United States. The Electoral College system distinguishes the United States from all the other systems where the highest vote getter automatically wins. So what does the Electoral College help with before the election? It encourages coalition building and national campaigning. Winning an election requires a diverse group of voters from around the country. This means that the candidate is encouraged to reach out to those people that would have smaller voice and campaign in their states and cities. This is mostly the rural states that the candidate would rarely visit. This means the needs of those Americans would be less likely to be heard without the Electoral College. The Electoral College helps the president address the needs of the entire population of the United States. So right here, my visual aid is a representation of the most population-dense regions in the United States. So as you can see, most of them are coastal regions, with a few exceptions here and there, and a few exceptions of mass population illuminated by blue in the inner country, so the mainland, Denver being one of them, Salt Lake City, Chicago. And the bigger populations get more votes, which suppresses the smaller populations in rural America. So the Electoral College helps those rural counties and communities address their needs in front of the nation, which helps the president address their needs as well, so that the entire nation is heard. How does the Electoral College affect the election? The Electoral College ensures that every state matters. In turn, that means that every voter matters, meaning 51% of the population cannot tyrannize the other 49% of the population. If the elections were decided by the popular vote alone, the president could be chosen without actually obtaining majority of the total vote. In very specific cases, the Electoral College helps prevent the need of runoff elections that can be very costly, and calls for vote recount. So with the Electoral College, you eliminate both of those. What does the Electoral College do best? The Electoral College gives many people a voice that would normally not have one. Without the Electoral College, the coastal states would rule a vast majority of the vote, thereby suppress the rural states in the middle. So as you can see again, the coastal states are the most population dense, and those states would control the vast majority of the vote. Even Oahu and Hawaii, very populated states. The Electoral College does have its setbacks. However, I think it is the best system so far. In 1787, the Founding Fathers, based on their direct knowledge of history, showing the unlimited power tends to become tyrannical power, created the United States as a republic and not a pure democracy. But just because the Electoral College has worked over the past 200 years does not mean it should never be modified. The Electoral College has many benefits to a free and fair election. After listening to my speech, I urge you to consider the benefits of the Electoral College the next time the topic comes up. From getting candidates to campaign in rural, less populated areas, like the inland areas, to preventing a runoff election and a voter recount, The Electoral College is a successful system that we should continue to discuss and improve upon to make future elections as fair as possible. Thank you, and that is my speech.